Hey, you guys. Thank you guys for coming back, and also the ones who are going to watch the replay. We are so excited to have Miss Yasmin, fruitarian health coach. She's into yoga. She's doing a thing on Instagram.
And
um,
YouTube too, by the
and
way.
YouTube. Yes, and I have her links down below in the description below. So after this video, you guys watch, click the link and go and follow her and support her and do coaching with her. So thank you, Yasmin, again for coming on our YouTube channel.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. And I know we're both busy, so I do appreciate this. Is it
Yeah,
in the PM for you or is it
yeah,
AM?
yeah. It's 5 p.m. at the moment. Yeah,
Oh, wow, what a big difference. So it's
yeah,
11:03 a.m. for us.
yeah.
And we just had a time change. So it's for us, it feels like 10, you know, 10 a.m. because we just had the time change.
To like what summertime?
They call it daylight saving time. So yeah, during the spring it changes, and then in the fall we get an hour more sleep. Oh, so yeah, now we're an hour forward. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So instead of like 10 a.m., it's 11 a.m.
Yes. Is it the same for you where you at, or your
Not,
time changes?
yeah, not yet though. Only the end of March we change.
Oh, so where are you? Oh, at the end of March. Because I know in some places like they're in a whole different month. So it's weird how the world is. But let's get into this. Um
Yeah.
time. So I know you're a fruitarian. You eat a lot of fruit. So like what is a fruitarian to you? Because some people say they're a fruitarian, they may eat vegetables, but what does that look like for you?
Okay, so fruitarian, basically, like what I do is I eat 99% fruits. Most of the time, it's juicy fruits because it feels the best. And then like, in this type of lifestyle or diet or whatever you want to call it,
Mhm.
then you can also include like leafy greens, soft leafy greens, though. And if you have no other option, then nuts and seeds, but really sparingly. And yeah, that's it. So mostly fruits.
So mostly juicy fruits. So
Yeah.
how did you learn about the lifestyle of being a fruitarian?
Uh, how did I learn about this lifestyle? So basically, I always had like health issues,
Mhm.
and I started where most people start, which is like eating everything. And then I became vegetarian when I was 15. But the problems were still there. So, but I used to eat like a lot of junk food, like my mom used to make all these cakes and stuff, but I never really, I felt like there's something wrong and that I don't want to take any medications, and no one seemed to find the solution for my health problems.
Mhm.
But I knew, like, I felt there's something there. And slowly, when I was a personal trainer, I switched to a high protein diet, but it was low carb. But I've noticed that because I had gallbladder stones, then I also had to go low fat. When the doctor said I have to go on operation, I was like, hell no, like you're not gonna open my body, you're not gonna have fun with this.
Okay.
and and
Experiment.
yeah, and I just started noticing like I actually feel better. My fat, like my body fat, actually went down, and
Mhm.
I ate more carbs, and I still had some problems, but then I started fasting. So I was already doing like vegan lifestyle.
Mhm.
I started fasting, and I also had like period problems where I used to have really, really hard periods. Sometimes I used to get it like twice a month.
Mhm.
And Yeah, I had cholesterol and I had so many things. And then once I started fasting, I noticed like once a week I used to do a dry fast for like 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen the difference. And then my brother told me, he called me one day and he said like you have to go on fruits and vegetables. And of course I didn't know how to do it because it wasn't very specific.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't sustain that because the calories weren't enough and I was still worried about my protein. And yeah, after a few years, when I saw him back at home, then he told me about all of the things that he's been through when he went on the juice cleanse and everything. And he read this book that's been written by Arnold Ehret. It's
Mm-hmm.
called the Mucusless Diet Healing System.
Mm-hmm.
And then he used to send me like parts of this book, and I used to read it and it made so much sense. So after 2 3 years when I was in South Africa, there was COVID time. So sometimes I had no choice to just eat only fruits because it was so cheap there and they were actually really good.
Wow.
And I felt like, and then I had this routine to start every morning with fruit, like if it's the first thing that comes into my body. And you just notice the shift in the energy. But then I came back to eating like junk food vegan though,
Mm-hmm.
um, because I believe I still didn't completely let go of the protein stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I had like a pregnancy that I had to cut, and I came back home, and then I saw two channels because he told me about the watermelon cleanse he's done, and I'm like, I love watermelon. I want to eat watermelon. So I've done raw till 4 for like 2 weeks, and I've noticed the difference between how I feel when I only do fruits. So whoever doesn't know, raw
Mm-hmm.
till 4 is like when you eat fruit for breakfast and lunch, and then dinner time is like cooked carbs, some kind of carb. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I really noticed like how tired I get after I eat the dinner. So
Mm-hmm.
I just said, okay, my body wants something different. So it doesn't want cooked food anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
then I just did like a 5 days of watermelon cleanse, and it was completely different. I didn't even have period pain. I was so happy. I was glowing. I lost like in 5 days, I
Mm-hmm.
lost 10 pounds.
Wow.
And I was eating more than before. So before I used to restrict my calories to like 1,000 calories per day.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the watermelon, I noticed like I eat 6 kgs, 7 kgs, which is like 2,000 calories, and I lost weight. And I was like, I'm onto something, right?
You're
So
right.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Wow. Uh-huh. So you wow. I'm listening to your story, and it sounds some of the things I experienced, especially I had the PCOS. My cycle would come on or don't come on for months, and or come back on, twice, three times, in a month. Um, and then I went vegan, raw vegan, and was healed. But this is amazing story. And so you only is it's been what, 3 years you've been a fruitarian, or
2 years.
2 years? 2 years, okay.
Yeah.
So like, when do you have any issues with sleeping? Because people say all the sugars, like you're gonna be up all night. Do you experience that?
Well, it depends, like, what time am I eating, right? So obviously, if I'm going to eat an hour before I want to go to sleep, I will be more alert, or I'll wake up in the middle of the night. But if I stop eating, let's say like 5 p.m. latest, before sun sets,
Mm-hmm.
then I sleep like a baby, like 100%. I have
Yes.
no trouble sleeping. I wake up like even before sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
Like today I woke up and it's natural, so I don't put an alarm. I don't like it. So I woke up at 5:30 and the sun rises at around 6 at the moment. Yeah. So
Wow.
and you wake up like really really alert. You wake up like fresh. You have
Mm-hmm.
so much energy. You can do like push-ups and you can you can run, you can do dance, you can you just wake up and you have all this crazy energy, right?
Mhm. Yes. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of women, female, have issues with their cycle, or they have a lot of cramping and things of that nature. But you mentioned you did the watermelon fast, and you noticed that you didn't have the pain in like your cycle changed.
Yeah, and the bleeding is also not heavy at all. um, Sometimes you don't have it because your body is like not trying to get rid of toxins.
Mm-hmm.
I have months where I don't have it, but I don't feel bad. Like I don't feel bloated. It's just because when I really don't eat like avocados or nuts, or sometimes if I go to like a raw vegan gourmet, they put some salt and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really have a lot to clean. Like when I was on the grape cleanse, I've done a 26 days on grapes,
Mm-hmm.
and my body was so clean. It
Wow.
was crazy. Like you feel it on the first day. It's like you breathe like your how do you call it? Your like your throat, your nose, everything, your lungs, everything is so clean. Like everything is, you know,
Correct.
and
Yes. Wow.
yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So grapes are really a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if someone wants to do like a really deep cleanse, like the grape cleanse is it's crazy. Yeah.
Wow. Wow,
Yeah.
that sounds amazing. I know for me, I when I eat fruits, I sleep better. I mean, I feel amazing. Like what you said. Um, yeah. But I like salads and I like, you know.
Yeah. I
But
like them too, but they like me less.
oh boy, yes, yes. And I was wondering about, how much um like the balancing of the fruits and the vegetables. But also, it was another question. I know you also do coaching, and I know I got to watch the time. Um,
Yeah. No, that's
what, like, do you use herbs when you are doing coaching, or you just, and everybody's different, because a lot of people think they can click on a website and, but no, you have to talk to people, to get their
yeah.
history and things of that nature. So you just listen to their history and stuff like that, and then you go from there.
Yeah, yeah, of course. So it really depends on where they're coming from, right? So I'm not gonna tell someone who's coming from like a carnivore diet to go only on fruits straight away, right? So there has to be like a transition.
Hmm.
So I do coach him like in a transition way, and I do there's an order which you have to eat. So if you already eat cooked food, then you need to know like that raw comes first, and then you need to know like you need to start from light and then go to the heaviest, right, during the day. So if you're going to eat fruit in the middle of the day after you eating like a toast or a pasta or I don't know, then it's not gonna you're not gonna feel great, and it's going to interrupt the healing process as well. So it really depends where the person is coming from.
Hmm. So
But I don't do herbs. I don't do
no,
herbs.
no herbs. Okay, with the detoxing, like, would you recommend a person to have fats, like nuts and avocado, or they have to be and I know individuals are different. Or do you do you recommend them to have fats while they're doing a detox?
Uh, recommend, again, it depends on the person.
Hmm.
I don't recommend in general to have high fat because fat is disturbing the sugar from getting into your cells and it's slowing you down.
Hmm.
And also, it creates mucus, which is the opposite of what we want.
Hmm.
So, but if someone is used to eating like lots of dairy products or like 30% fat or something like that, then you can just do an alternative, but also tell him to be careful on that.
Hmm.
And, like do it very sparingly and then go to a low fat, like, real low fat. But
Hmm.
if you want like something to heal 100%, then I
Hmm.
wouldn't recommend fat at all.
Hmm.
But if you got time and it's not something like you have to do it like right now, or like, I don't know, you have cancer or whatnot, it's stage 4, then I wouldn't recommend no fats, no salts. It's
Hmm.
just greens you can have if you want, but like fruit is ultimate. It's
Hmm.
just water. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I wanted to. I'm trying to stay here because I know you have things to do as well as I. Um.
Like, don't stress about it. It's fine.
Okay. um. It was something. Okay. I just saw where, and I want to go back to this, where having a bleeding cycle period is not normal. And I always thought, and I'm the type of person, I'm like, okay, what did they do back in the days? Like if they were traveling, they didn't
Yeah.
have the napkins or the sanitary.
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't have
Yeah.
all this stuff, right? So like what
Right. Yeah.
they do? So it makes me think this got to be true because I don't believe in it. And then you see some people, they say, "Oh, I lost my cycle and I was raw, vegan, or whatever," and some people still get pregnant.
Yeah.
But it is amazing. They don't have hormone issues, but they don't have a bleeding cycle, and some people get afraid of that because I need it. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts on that?
Well, my experience and thoughts are the same. So I always knew because I was really struggling with it, right? So getting it twice a month, I was on the pills because and then they were also bleeding in between the cycles.
Mhm.
And once I went on the watermelon and I've seen like, oh, this is how I'm supposed to actually feel. So they're almost like maybe a few drops and that's it. That's all my cycle was like when I was on the watermelon fast. I
Mhm.
was like, this is how we are actually supposed to feel. We're not meant to suffer, but we still get to be fertile. I mean, fruit is
Mhm.
the source of the word fertility. So
Wow.
that only makes sense. Like when you eat fruit, and we're not meant to suffer, we're meant to feel like we're meant to procreate in a way that doesn't involve suffering.
Right.
Suffering, we suffer because this is what our ancestors were doing. So we are being punished for what they have been taught or what they've been washed inside of their brain. It's like an excuse of you must have it because it's not normal not to have it. But when you see animals in nature, you don't ever see a monkey bleeding, right? You don't ever see like a wolf bleeding.
Mhm.
Well, pets you will see bleeding because they eat not natural foods. It's not like they're natural food, so they will bleed.
Right.
So like when I was thinking about it, also when I was traveling, I'm like, that's great because now I don't have to worry about it and I can travel and feel comfortable.
Mhm.
And I can I'm sure I heard about this lady. This is one of the reasons I actually tried this lifestyle. was because my brother told me that he met a woman, a German lady in India, when he was in India,
Mm-hmm.
and she was only eating apples, like maybe 2, 3 apples a day, not even like a lot. But she conceived, and he also saw her kid, and the kid is also like only eating fruit. And he said she didn't have any pain at all. She didn't get her period because he doesn't know, he doesn't get period, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I have to try this. This is because it looked so weird to me that how can it be that all of my life I know that I must get it
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
this is normal. If I don't get it, then it's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and it all made sense. Once I tried it and I felt it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've also heard about another fruitarian lady that has 6 kids, and they're all fruitarians, and her husband is also fruitarian.
Mm-hmm.
So it just makes sense. And their birth is so easy. They like just sit, and after 10 minutes is like, "Ooh," like gave, I just had a baby, like it came out of me, but I feel fine. I can just do whatever I want. So
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
like, I've heard of a few cases, and I was like, because this is the life I want. So one of the reasons I will always stay on this lifestyle is because, of course, I want my kid to be the healthiest, but I
Mm-hmm.
also don't want to suffer in order to have a child.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to suffer at all, but we all suffer at some point. But it's just
Yeah. Wow, that's powerful, powerful. Wow, this is amazing. I mean, you dropping a lot of great nuggets in a very short time. Like you just and this is going to help a lot of people. I have a lot of clips that I need to do, and I'm gonna get to them. So I don't need to ask you why is fruit important because it changed your life, right? But why is fruit
completely.
important?
Why is
Yes, why fruit is important to you?
why fruit is important to me? Um, well, because it's the only energy source, the only physical energy source that I put in my body
Hmm.
that actually makes me feel better and doesn't make me feel worse. This is Fruit is full of the sunlight. So you're getting all of the sun energy, you're getting all of the best water, you're getting all of this good energy and the vibrancy, because it's life and it's beautiful, and you're getting all of this beauty and all of this great energy inside of your body, and it helps you, like it actually helps your body to clean itself, right? So
Yes.
I don't know, I don't think anything can do better than this.
Hmm. Yeah. So, what is your favorite fruit, and or do you have any? I know a lot of people love durian. I do. I only get the freeze dried one.
uh
But what is your
like
favorite fruit?
Durian is not my favorite, I have to say, because it doesn't make me feel my best. And
Hmm.
it's not the tastiest fruit, but it's very addictive. So I've noticed, first time I've eaten fresh durian, I was so hooked. I kept dreaming about it the same night. I was like, oh my God, durian. But I didn't feel good at all. I was sleepy and I was constipated and I had a lot of mucus the next day. I was like,
Wow.
no. Yeah, so I would have to say that the fruit that really makes me feel my best is grapes,
Hmm.
but taste-wise is not my favorite fruit, but just how it makes me feel. So I would have to say I don't have a specific favorite fruit, but I can give you my top 5.
Okay.
So it's gonna be papaya. Like I had like papaya in South Africa. It was so good, so
Hmm.
good. Papayas would have to be mangosteen. Have you ever tried?
I did, but it wasn't a good one. I'm in Miami. It grows here. I bought at Whole Foods, and it was hard. It was terrible. So yeah, I didn't get a good taste of it. So yeah.
Yeah, mangosteen is wow. Jackfruit, everything related to jackfruit,
Hmm.
everything related to jackfruit, everything related to the Annona family. So cherry moya, custard apple, rollinia, soursop,
Hmm.
And what is my fifth? Wow, like it's a really hard one. I don't know. I don't know.
Watermelon?
Oh,
No.
I would. I don't know. But I'm addicted also. I'm addicted to peanut butter fruit, but it's also not the best for me because it creates mucus. But I eat really small amounts when it's in season. But I love it. I love it, and that's bad, but it's good.
I never taste that. I would love to taste that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you see the question? We have a question here. Not
Not really because it's really small, but uh,
okay. I'll read
I
it. Okay. You want me to read it to you?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Please
Okay.
do.
It says, I have a question. Can you eat fruit in the daytime and eat cooked food with oil and feel good? Or do I just have to eat fruits all day?
You don't have to do anything if that's the question. But if you want to eat cooked food with oil is not going to be the best option. I mean, you are going to feel the difference if you eat only fruit and
Mhm.
then in the evening time you'll eat something heavy and fatty. Especially oil is like so heavy on the body. So if you are going to do that, you're going to feel the difference. You're not going to feel your best. But if if you want to have oil, just have it very sparingly. And I mean that's great from eating everything cooked. So if you eat like fruits morning and lunch and then dinner, you want to have like a cooked carb with a little bit of oil, but just a little bit, like not a tablespoon. So that's not the worst thing, right?
Okay. Wow. Thank you. Thanks for asking that question. My little one is the one asked it. She's here. So you don't do the no fermented foods because you don't do no. Yeah.
Fermented food are fermented, and
It's
I
rotten.
don't. Yeah, exactly, 100%. Like
Yeah.
I tried. So at first, when I went fruitarian, I
Hmm.
did used to eat in a raw vegan restaurant. We only have one here in Israel. We don't have more than one, so we don't really have much options. So I used to go there, and there's a salad, and they put like vinegar in the as the sauce. And I used to love it at first, but then the more you get used to being on fruits, is like your body starts noticing, and then you feel bloated, and then you just don't feel that good, and you realize there's a reason why you don't eat apple cider vinegar because it's fermented. And
Hmm.
whenever I do eat, whenever I did try to eat like pickles, but or just like this Asian carrots and cabbage
Yeah.
in
The
the
kimchi.
yeah. So I
Hmm.
felt like crap. Like I was bloated for days, for
Wow.
days. Crazy, yeah.
Wow. So Easy Butterfly has what about kombucha that's fermented? So of course not, right? No
Oh,
kombucha. Yeah.
I only drink juice. If I do, obviously, I'm trying to only have, if I do have juice, then freshly squeezed and only fruits that you don't need a machine to make a juice from, right? Like
Hmm.
oranges, which I think are the only ones. The oranges and yeah, that's that's probably it.
Hmm.
Lemons, but I don't eat lemons. Only if I make a salad.
Okay.
And the tomatoes don't taste like anything. So
The tomatoes, no. Oh,
yeah.
my what I said I was gonna call you?
Young one.
My young one, she's giving you thumbs up and waving hi. Yes. Do you have any closing remarks you would like to share with us? I know we have to go. She have something to do. She is enjoying you. She's my 13-year-old. She's over here enjoying.
Ah, can I see her?
Yes.
Yes. Hi.
Hello.
Here she
I
is.
w- Hi.
Hi.
This is Esri Easy Butterfly. She likes to be known as. Yes. Do
All
you have
right.
any closing remarks that you would like, some nuggets you would like to leave with us?
Um, Not in particular, but if you do want to go on a fruit-based vegan diet,
Mhm,
then I would highly suggest that you do a research before you do it. When I say research, I mean look at all the people that are doing it. Have accountability if you think that it's too far off from how you live at the moment, and you, if you need any support, then just look for someone to support you or even have someone to do it with you.
mhm,
First, uh, you also need to know how to choose your produce so you will enjoy the process. So it's always really, really important. At first, I wasn't like the best at choosing my fruit, I have to be honest.
mhm,
But with time, it's like you get better and then you spend less money because you choose quality fruits. So that's always something to say. And I also have like tutorials on my YouTube channel if someone needs any guidance. And if it's not enough, you can always approach me. And another last thing, um, you don't have to buy organic if you don't have the means,
mhm,
because you don't have to. But if your only option is to eat non-organic fruits, then just buy the non-organic fruits. Just make sure they're
mhm,
ripe and good quality. So don't eat green bananas.
mhm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow, that a lot of great tips, and you also do coaching as well, correct?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you guys can contact her on Instagram. The link down below will lead you to her contact information. So don't forget to do that. Thank you, Yasmin, so much for your time over in Israel. You in Israel? I'm meeting people all over.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my friends. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. We appreciate you and your time and the work that you're doing out there. And have a wonderful day.
Bye, guys. Have a wonderful day. Thanks you for having me again.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Bye. Thank you guys for watching. 1,000 roses to you. Love yourself first because you are worth it. Peace.
Bye.